Hello everyone and welcome to IGTV. This is a production of New York City Metro InfoGuard, and we're happy to have with us in the background here, you see Ed Skoudis kind of bobbing around with his slides in the back. Ed is from the SANS organization, and we're talking about Net Wars. Net Wars is coming to New York City InfoGuard here October 10th and 11th. Ed, you're going to be talking in the second segment about what makes for good challenge and some examples. All right, we did the gamification. I had that on my mind from the last one that we did with you. But this one's going to be all about good challenge and some examples. So take it away, Ed.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about what makes an engaging challenge for a broad set of participants. One of the things that you want to have is something that can appeal to people across a spectrum of security skills. I mean, some games that people make, some information security challenges or capture the flag events, are designed for the newbies, and those are good. You got to get people started somewhere. Others are designed for the grandmasters of information security, the best of the best. Those are great too. But what we tried to do with Net Wars was to come up with a set of challenges that work from the very newest people up to the information security grandmasters, to have multiple levels. Net Wars is actually in 5 levels, and I'll tell you something. To write an easy security challenge. And I also think it's actually easy to write a very complex, difficult challenge for advanced players. The hardest to write something that's broad and has broad appeal across a whole bunch of different players. It's something that we try to do with these 5 different levels of Net Wars. Everybody starts with 1, and then people advance to level 2, and then level 3, and so forth. Let's go to the next slide here. We really worked hard to try to have broad appeal so that we could have some stuff for the very new people in here, like this little Anakin Skywalker kid, a kid with great potential, but he's still kind of new to the whole game. But we also wanted to have stuff that would appeal to your very advanced player. Folks like, well, Darth Vader that you see here. This is Anakin with his much more... But you don't want your new players, the newbies, the young Anakins, to get overwhelmed or bored. So what you can do is you can reveal things to them piecemeal. So piece by piece, and they unlock additional levels as things open up to them. To keep the advanced players interested, though, what you do is you make sure you unlock those advanced layers as they make progress. So we've seen our advanced players in Net Wars. They don't get bored in the earlier levels. What they'll do is they'll advance quickly, opening up and unlocking the more advanced levels. Then they hit their ceiling. Hey, man, this is as good as I am. And they go back to the earlier levels for the easy pickings. They'll hunt down there to try to get any other challenges that they haven't yet solved, and then they'll move back up to their ceiling. Additionally, we sprinkle little hints and little foreshadowing ideas in lower levels to kind of tip off the more advanced people what they're going to see. These are some of the techniques we've used to try to balance this stuff, and it's worked pretty well for us in Net Wars. Another thing that we really try to do in Net Wars is challenge pacing. A lot of people think, hey, the way to make something engaging for people is to just hit the head and give them all kinds of stuff right away. And that's not it, actually. You want to have excitement and then sort of a release of excitement. Then excitement again, and then more of a release of excitement. One of the best examples I can think of this is Star Wars Episode 4. You can see there's sort of a Star Wars session here. You remember the movie began and the rebels were captured this big ship that eats the little ship, and there's this bad guy in his mask and such. Then things get kind of quiet. We go back and we see Luke over at Tatooine. Then Luke's parents are killed. Horrible things happen. You see, it's this progress of excitement, acceleration, but then you kind of come back a little bit. And then more acceleration, and then you come back a bit. This is what engages people, and this is what we try to build into our challenges. This is something that makes for a really good capture the flag game and information security challenge. I promised you I'd give you some information about free challenge environments that you can download. Now, I just want to summarize some of the best ones out there. But the slides that I have are available at the SANS Penetration Testing blog. It's a blog that I run. If you just do a Google search on SANS Pen Test blog, you can download these slides and you can see the individual challenges and then participate in on your own. There's one called Damn Vulnerable Web App. But that's what it's called. It's a web application. It's got a lot of holes in it, and you could find those holes. There's also Mutilidae, written by Adrian Crenshaw, a guy who goes by the handle of Iron Geek. Again, if you want your skills in finding flaws in web applications, check out what Adrian's done here. The Open Web Security Project. Great people. OWASP, they have their WebGoat. Fantastic stuff. There's Metasploitable, Damn Vulnerable Linux. Also, the VMware Appliance Marketplace. You could download software pre-installed in a virtual machine instantiate it in a test lab, and you can look for those flaws and vulnerabilities. But there's more. There's a website called capture.ge. So capture, which got to have the periods in the right place, of course, so the name doesn't resolve. They have a huge archive of challenges. You should check this out. It's all free. They've got challenges from 2009 to 2012. Awesome stuff. There's another one. If you want to get really hardcore in developing your own exploitation skills, exploit-exercises.com. They've done a great job there. They have 20 to 30 challenges in 3 different. There's about 80 challenges total there. Really good for writing overflow exploits, analyzing code, looking for format string flaws, and more. And then there's some additional challenges that you might want to look at. The Stack Wargaming Network does some really good stuff. The over-the-wire challenges, they include a free score bot that you can download there. And then there's a whole bunch of other things like the Cyber Patriot competition and so forth. There's some really good challenges out there. I encourage you to look at them and review here. And then if you'd like to learn more about some of the challenges that go on at DEF CON, there's a particular URL here. It's nopsr.us, where you can see the DEF CON quals over the years and look up, including a write-up of some of the answers for those things. So fantastic stuff is available. There's been some great work on information security challenges. I'd like to encourage your viewers, Joe, look at these things and learn from them.
Well, Ed, section 2 is done, all right? And we kind of spelled out what a good challenge is, and you certainly have given them plenty of examples. All right, Net Wars is coming to New York, October 10th and 11th, here in New York City. All right, we'll see you on the next slide. Bye, everybody.